Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Lyric, your wild and not creative.
And it's your girl Mariah.
And this is 15 Minutes with Dad. This week, we have a brand new episode for you guys, and you're going to love it. We also have a special guest. Amani is in the house. Everybody give him a hand clap. That's my baby. That's my baby. Yeah, so,
I was your baby.
right, you are my baby. You're my bigger baby. So this week we're going to be talking about Mariah's love life. We're gonna go into details, and y'all gonna learn a little bit about my perspective on how I feel about things, which may or may not matter. But guess what, y'all? Mariah's got a boyfriend. She ain't doing none of them verbs, no KISSING, all that. We ain't doing that. However, however, a part of fatherhood is watching your kids grow, but providing an environment where they can grow, well. So this is hard for me, but we're gonna get into that. If you have not liked or subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe to this video right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this, make sure that you go and drop a comment. Make sure that you share this with people that you would love to hear this. Also, when you rate our podcast, people that have not heard about us or seen us gets to experience what you love so much about this podcast. So make sure that you rate this podcast as well as share it with people that you would love to hear this. This podcast is about healing, it's about fatherhood, and it's about our relationship. And when he gets old enough, it's going to be about our relationship. We got some things. I got a succession plan. When you go off into college and you can't do episodes with me as much, Tootie's gonna be he's gonna make my he's gonna be crazy.
Guys.
He's the 2.0. Nah, I'm joking. Anyways,
I'm the better version.
you're the test. Okay, so let's get into this episode. So Mariah, hey love.
Hi.
So it is known that you have a boyfriend that I hate.
Air
Actually
quotes
saying,
is crazy.
I hate.
Bro said a boyfriend.
I hate saying the words. It actually makes me choke real quick.
I have a friend, guys, a little friend.
Yes, she has a little friend. What's his name?
His name's Owen.
What the heck just happened? Let me try and say it and see if it happens. Owen. Nope, didn't. I don't even know what they call that. Somebody got it. Yeah, tell me, what is that? What was that? Like,
I don't know.
Owen. Some ASMR type stuff going on. I was confused, Lord. Oh my God, help me. So you have this little friend now. And how's that going?
Very good. We just reached 2 months.
2 months.
Oh my
Hey, let's go. Okay.
Period, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it? That's all you got?
Of course.
He got a little more than
I
what
know,
you
right?
gave. What you gave. All right. So let's. So what do you like about Owen? What makes you about him?
I like his patience with me, cause sometimes I can be a little much, but he doesn't really. What is that face?
I'm listening. You can make all those little Owen faces. That's my face. That's my.
He's very respectful, and gentle. I don't know, I don't know how to explain that, but he's not extreme. He can be soft. Even though there's some guys who are oh, that's only for feminine guys, or that's for that's not what a guy does or whatever. That's not what a man does. But he's gentle. He's able to be soft with me,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just aggressive and stuff.
How does it make you feel?
It feels very good. It makes me feel loved.
Hmm.
It makes me feel not heard, but like
Seen?
I don't know how to explain it. Like it makes me feel like, oh, like he's able to be soft with me, you know? Like cuz some guys don't really do that. But it's like he's able to put aside like all that, oh, that's not what a man does sort of stuff, and it's
Mm.
like, yeah.
Just open to learning
Yeah.
about you,
Yeah.
learning you, and learning how to be with you. Okay. Let's compare this to past, right? We had an episode prior to this called Boys, Boys, Boys. Go back and watch it, where we talked about the guys that she liked, right? And she didn't have a preference at the time, and there was a couple that came down the chain that didn't quite make at the and make it to me. Um, 'Cause I didn't let them make it to me, but there was a couple guys. Let's compare. Like, what is the difference? What differences do you see in this relationship overall that you feel like? How do you see yourself in this relationship that's different than the ones prior, like last year?
I think right now I'm definitely a lot happier cuz I feel like last year I was probably like in a bad mental space and they weren't really helping
Mm,
cuz like they weren't talking. Like not talking, but they weren't really communicating or like letting me communicate, having an open communication sort of space.
mm-hmm.
It's more they would sort of just throw what I feel out of the
Right,
window and
right,
just
right, right.
like
They
care
didn't
about how they're
validate.
feeling.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
became about
Yeah.
them quite often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for with him, he lets me communicate, like talk about how I'm feeling, and he actually like we go through a whole flow on like how to like make it better and stuff
Mm,
like that.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
that's cool. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how I feel. Let's on that note
I'm
talk about how
scared.
they flip it. Let's talk about how I feel. Um, I'm not happy about this at all. I'm just gonna be honest, straightforward. I don't like it one bit. I don't
Wampa
like.
wampa.
I don't like the idea that my daughter has her time or her energy being um, shifted to um, a boy.
Boy.
That's my honest opinion. However, I would throw in the fact that um, the guys that she had interest in before, I had utter rejection for because I seen how they were from 1,000 miles away. Um, right now, I have no like rebuttals toward Owen. I actually like the kid. Like I like the guy. He's um let's talk about like I that's just my honest opinion. Like I don't like the fact that she's dating. She is of age where I was like, okay, you can have a boyfriend claiming thing going, and I don't know how to put these in words, but a boyfriend thing claiming going thing, but you have to be like I have expectations that you would work through your relationship with support of an adult, not to go right. We had that
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
like before. It was like, hey, I'm gonna sneak around, I'm gonna find me a guy, and then I'm gonna pop it on my dad, and then expect my dad to just be okay with it. But
Right.
um, like this time, I think she finally heard me after I uttered like it. If as a kid, as a teenagers or kids don't really know how to date. Adults don't even know how to date. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
But I know that there's advice that could come from me or come from any adult in your life that could help guide you, rather than you trying to do it by yourself and isolating yourself because you're trying to hide. Kind of not saying that you did that, but
Yeah.
isolate. It's easier to fall into the woods of poor relationship, negative mental health stuff, and when you don't have any adults to help guide you, or any responsible adults to help guide you. And so this time she tried something different. She used that information, and her and I have open communication about it. And I'm, open to the fact they've gone out on, uh, I chaperoned, a date with him, right? Right?
Mhm.
I did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I chaperoned a date with him, went to go watch the movies and whatnot. And um, he's a respectable kid. And I really, I think it makes it easier when the guy that that she chooses to like has respect for himself, respect for family, and respect for her. And I see that, and I appreciate that, and I can see that. I was telling her the other day that I see, like, I don't know him personally, but I see how you are, and I watch how you are and how you change based on this newfound relationship. So I am very much aware. I try to give her autonomy and space in that regard, and let her learn um, how to be loved and learn how to create her. And I think it's the same for him, right? Y'all learning to love each other, learning how to love, learning how to be in a relationship, learning how to be loved. That whole 9 yards is, um, I think it's, I think it's a beautiful thing.
I definitely think that like talking to you, it actually like I feel like it helps me also navigate through this like relationship as well. Because before, whenever I was hiding it, I feel like that's when I was in bad relationships, and like not like not being able to like me feeling like like I was like, oh, I don't want my dad to get mad, so I didn't tell you like things, and I feel like that actually kind of like made it worse because I didn't know what to do. And then, but like now that I'm able to talk to you about stuff, well, not like I wasn't able to talk to you, but like now, like since I feel like, oh, like I know that you won't get mad because I feel like since that we've had multiple conversations, and I feel like a lot. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
You like open to
yeah,
communicate about the things that may come up in your relationship or may come up in the time. Yeah, I see that. I seen that, and I realized somewhere in there. So, and this is a lesson that I feel like all fathers should know if you have daughters, is that there's gonna come, like, you have to know how to, one, you have to know how to communicate what it is you're trying to say, because obviously everyone knows, like, okay, daddies don't want their girls to give their girls away to somebody else. um I had to deal with some mental health stuff myself before I could actually see that my daughter is maturing to the point where she's interested in this thing, but she needs guidance in this thing. And I had to be mentally in a space to guide her and say, okay, I see that you are moving in this space. Let me be a resource rather than saying that you can't do it. And that was, I think, kind of opened up more of a open a flow or a conversation. Why are you eating your sister? Why are you eating your sister? Yeah. Is she good? Yeah, yeah. Look at them teeth. It's trying to eat people.
right.
Hey,
It
Dad.
hurts, guys. It hurts.
Hey, Dad. There it goes. Ah, ah. Okay, that ain't. No, okay.
It was a one-time thing.
I got a smirk though. That's all I can like. That's all I can ask for. But I think that that was, yeah, it was a profound moment because I had to realize, like, it's not that you're trying to be rebellious, and it's not that it's not that your teenagers are trying to be rebellious to you. Is that they are like, I started doing some research and understanding that at your age, you are looking at your identity, right? Your identity is not just about who I think you are, which what it used to be. You
Right.
were like, this is what my dad thinks of me. This is who I am.
Right.
It became who you think of you, and then it became what does everybody else think of me, and then a part of the social construct is that, like, hey, like, I got to be liked. Like, I need to feel like I need, like, somebody, I need to know that I'm liked outside of my dad and myself.
Right.
And it's not like to say, oh, you're a pick me, or you just trying to not, you know, you just, oh, I need somebody like me, but it's more so of like understanding what affection is, what attraction is, what is relationships, what is love. Like, I can talk to you about it in theory, but most of your experiences has to come from going through it, and I have to start being understanding of that. It's not, you're not like, but we also have a compromise, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's not, she's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to my boyfriend's house and hang out. Like, there's compromises, like, there's things that we've talked about that we have compromises on, that there's no goes, right? And as she get older, some of those no goes, as we have conversations, will be no longer no goes, but it'll be like, um it will have constraints on them rather
Right.
than no goes kind of
Right.
thing. So, she's would it be safe to say that would it be safe to say that you kind of trust that I have your interest
Yeah.
in heart. Like I don't remember what conversation it was, but and this is what I talk about in my book because it's important that kids understand that their parents are looking out for them. It's
Right.
not enough to just say it, right? Do you know like what was it that kind of clicked for you to say, okay, my dad actually cares about my well-being and he understands where I'm at even though it's hard for him? What was it that kind of clicked for you?
I think is whenever you were open to me being in a relationship. Like I know like I was like I know this is hard because like I'm a baby girl and so it's like you know like you're it seems like you're giving me away. Well, not like that, but like and I was like I felt like oh like even though that like I don't know
No, go ahead. Say
like
it. Say it.
like even though like I'm blanking right now. I have it in my head, but it's just not out.
Take your
Like
time.
you, yeah. I think it was whenever you were able to be, because
Elaborate. You're
you,
elaborate. You have time. I can clip it. I need to.
you weren't because I know that like me being in a relationship is like definitely hard because it's like oh like I'm growing
You want
up
me to
as
hold?
well. No, he's fine. You wanna hold him?
Yeah. Hold on.
Like I don't even ask you to hold him, and I keep taking him away. like
Hey, Dad.
um realizing that I'm maturing, I know that was for sure like a hard thing because like I'm pretty sure in your eyes I'm still a baby. So it's like whenever and like our open conversations, it helps like it's like oh like I know you have like my interests, my best interests in mind, especially because you've been through this. So like I'm literally going through the things that you went through whenever you're my age. But like you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I have the mic? I got things to say. Um, but no, I think no that's very true. It's very hard, and to be frank, I'm not open to it. But I have to get. I have to.
You still want him?
I have to be. I am. I know that, and I talk about this in my book. Is that after as kids develop, we also parents have to develop. We'll continuously develop over time. Right? We have to develop. So, um, no, I understand that. I understand that, and to kind of to be frank with you, I am not 100% good about it, but I do understand that as kids grow, parents have to grow also. I talk about that in the book, but like we also have to mature and grow as parents with how our kids are growing. Like it's one thing to parent you how we were parented, and then it's another thing to parent you how you need us to parent you.
Right.
And so that's always a balance. And I think the conversation that you and I had that when I started seeing a change is when I was like, hey, I'm not against you liking someone. I'm not against you like I'm not going to tell you that you cannot like someone, but I can tell you that at the time when I find or see that you have demonstrated maturity about where like being in a relationship and all this stuff, like what shows me that you're mature is the fact that you will come through the rails and say, like inside of the boundaries and say, Dad, I like this person. I think that they like me back and I'm interested in seeing where it leads to, right? Like that's a mature thing that tells me that, hey, you are maturing enough for me to be open enough for it. When you were hiding it, that showed me immaturity, which made me also treat you immaturely.
Right.
um and so it's been a constant thing, and as like because I'm not gonna beat you for anything. like that's not for you to like somebody. It's all a part of human nature. There's things that are a part of human nature, but and I know that there's a logical progression of life that I have to be mindful of, as well as emotional development. So I say all that to say that I appreciate you including me on this journey, rather than me having to discover it and kick down doors
Right.
to figure out information. So it's a I think back to like let's get back to Mr. Owen. What is Mr. Owen like? What is he interested in? He's
And
taken, by the way. Let's just
yeah,
be clear. He is taken.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
taken. Just had to make sure they knew.
Yeah.
What does he like? He likes working out. He likes like family time, hanging out with his family. Um, me, of course. What else? He likes playing the trumpet. Um, see what else. He likes going to stores with his mom.
That's fun.
Just like spending time with his mom.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
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 That's cool. What do you so you say that you like that he's patient, that he's kind, that he's gentle. He's in music like you are. Yeah, some things in common. That's pretty cool. Where do you foresee this relationship going in the next 5? I'm joking. You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer that. Look, I'm gonna get you out the hot seat. I'm gonna get you out the hot seat. I'm gonna go put this kid down for a nap because, as you can see, he's delirious at this point. But we gonna jump up out of here. I really appreciate you guys joining us this week. Hey, Dad.
Aww.
Hey, Dad.
I think he just likes filling hair.
Not in his face though. Okay, you go bring him upstairs real quick. He ain't gonna make it to the end of the episode.